I fell in love with hip hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is, can you tell the people who you are, and where you from?
Of course, I am Lady Ty the Great. I am repping Queens, New York, born and raised, and I currently live in the A.
Okay, okay. How was it for you growing up in Queens, New York? What type of things did you experience?
Oh man, Queens, New York is the greatest place on earth because you get the best of both worlds. You get the bouginess and you get the hood too at the same time. So for me, it was absolutely amazing. I grew up going to Catholic school, so going to Catholic school, right, is really interesting because you live a private life. But then when it was time for junior high school, I went to 192 on Hollis Avenue. So if you know anything about Hollis Avenue, that's all the way hip hop, and that's like a miniature Brooklyn. So it was amazing. So I'm New York all day. My grandmother born and raised in the Bronx. So yeah, New York is definitely what you see in the movies and more.
Yeah, I definitely had a good time when I came to New York. I recently was at the Black Rob Day in Harlem. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, awesome.
yeah, G Dep and all of them was out there. Mel Love, you know, actually Kia Bookings was there actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. So next question: when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Oh man, I fell in love with hip hop. One of the okay, so it's Salt and Pepper and it's Candyman for me. I don't know if any of y'all remember that, but we taking it back. But it was a song,
Okay.
"Oh boy, I love you so, never ever ever gonna let
Yeah.
you go." Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
was knocking while I'm a hip hopping. Many people say my lyrics are dropping. So that was one of
Okay.
my favorite songs, and Kwame's "Only You." So that's just the beat, the rhythm, the visuals with the video. It was just like wow, putting it all together. And I forget the name of the group, and Quinette, something like that. I will always be there for you. They was singing on a boat and all of that stuff. So for me, hip hop was my life's Bible. Growing up in Queens, experiencing a lot of different things. One of my favorite groups is Mobb Deep, and one of my favorite songs is Queens Get the
Rest in
Money.
peace,
Time to okay.
Prodigy. I said rest in peace, Prodigy.
Yeah, rest in peace, Prodigy. And so that's one of my favorite songs because they express through lyrics, and lyrics express things that we weren't able to really say. They helped us navigate through. So without me having words and language for what I was experiencing growing up in New York, hip hop basically described it and just provided a way of escape and also gave enjoyment. Dancing, we used to go to house parties all the time, hearing the music, cutting parties at school. And so yeah.
Yeah, hip hop definitely expressed, the ghetto. You're right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. With you being a female author, what were some of the books you read growing up?
Okay. So, oh, that's a very good question. So, growing up for me, I am an author of over 14 books, but growing up for me, I was not a huge reader. So, my mom actually read to me. The books that she read to me was Aesop's Fable. And so she read books and different things like that. And so Edgar Allan Poe, poetry books and things like that. But for me, reading, I found myself busy doing a lot of things trying to get directly to the money. So I didn't take time to stop and read. The first book I actually read in completion was the Bible, believe it or not. And that was way later on in life.
That's what's up, though. That's a good book to read. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Okay. Can you speak on your time as an executive producer with DJ Chuck Chill?
Oh yeah, so Chuck Chill Out. When I worked with Chuck Chill Out, it was amazing. I started as an intern at a radio station, WBLS, right, which is known as Inner City Broadcasting. And throughout that internship, I really wanted to learn about videos and how to produce videos and things of that nature. And so when I met Chuck Chill Out, I was like, hey, introduce me to Ralph McDaniel so he can introduce me to Hype Williams so I could tell them how to do the treatments for videos, because I felt like I was hearing songs and I was seeing the visual video in my head. But when I saw the video on TV, it didn't match the lyrics. Right. So I was like, maybe if I could talk to the directors, I could tell them what they should be doing. Right. And so when I met him, he said, well, come down to my video show. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go to a video show. itself, I actually want to, talk to these people. So he was like, just come experience my video show. So I went to the video show, and while I was there, the producer said to me, when you're anywhere you are, you should learn how to, queue up stuff and do things like that. Always learn from wherever you go. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to sit and learn how to cue videos. But I took his advice. I learned how to cue the videos. Shorter version of the story, the producer, after teaching me that, a few days later, no longer worked at the studio. Chuck needed a producer ASAP. I only learned how to do these things that one day. And when I met Chuck when I saw him the next time, he said, hey, I need you to come down to the studio. You got to help me out. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do it like that. You got to get somebody. I definitely can't do it. So basically, I was the only person that was available, and it was a blessing because I went there. The first couple of days I messed it up. It was black screens, blue screens, but we figured it out. And that was a position that I started at, and it was absolutely amazing. And during that time, I also was working with Track Masters, the Allure album, the Mary J. Blige, Share My World, Capone Noriega. I even have some old school stuff to show you.
Word up, that's crazy.
Look at all of these.
Can you put that a little closer to the screen?
Oh, of course. So at the age of 16,
come on, that's crazy.
So listen, at the age of 16, what I didn't share with you guys is I started my own promotion company called LIP, Ladies in Promotion. And so I'm going to show you something. This is back in the day. These were my flyers. So this is a flyer, and it says, if you don't promote it, you'll never know it exists, right? You give it to us, we give it to the world. So it had my phone number at the bottom. That's my beeper number.
At 16?
At 16.
You created that at 16?
This is 16.
That's
and this is when street teams were born, right? And so before they started using students. So this was my package. You get a super pack A. I'm going to take your album.
Ahead of your time.
You see all of that, right? You get what you put in. So here it is. For each and every store, you deliver the product. So this is what I would tell the people. They would have to go to 2 clubs, skating rinks, parks. So we would get the products out there. So right now, I'm just going to flash you some of the things. This is one of my workers. Now, these are old papers. Like we did the Pretty Boy. Y'all know Foxy Brother. Gavin voted that. Y'all know Mike Geronimo. That's his album Vendetta. That's one of the Yeah, so these are just different companies that I work for, but I kept all of these items. This is from way back then. We did the Hey AZ. So we would take these.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So many people seen these stickers, and shout out to Makiba.
That's classic shit right there.
Yes, and shout out to Makiba Mooncycle because she put me onto promotions through Reflections of Street. So I started off working with them, First Choice Enterprises. So I started. This was the biggest thing that.
The firm. Oh my God, that's crazy.
And I took this on a college bus tour. And I know y'all know Mary J. Blige, right?
Yeah, that's my mama's favorite artist.
Oh wow. Yeah. So I did the Mary J. Blige Share My World album, and the firm was some of my biggest clients, and also the Allure album. So I started off working with Reflections of the Street, and then I created my own street team. And I said, let me make sure I bring this on there because a lot of people say things, but when you have the proof in the pudding of what you did, the Yvette Michelle.
Oh my God.
All of it. This is 97.
I see. That's crazy.
Right. And so on top of that, I started doing something else too, also promoting concerts. So this is a concert at March 21/12, 2002. Freedom Rocks, the after party with Fat Joe. Me and KC had a company called Now and Never Entertainment. So there's a lot of things that I did in hip hop because I was so in love with it. And a lot of people don't know, I did commercials on the radio and different things like that. But as I got older, after I left the marketing and promotion rim, I started throwing celebrity events. So some of the events, the event that I was the lead of was Industry Thursdays. So in this picture, you'll see Diddy's in this picture. You'll see Zab, my friend Toya, Lisa Ray. We did Celebrity Thursdays at Club Babalu's. I used to work and manage a studio with Big Cap. Rest in peace to Big Cap. You just talked about Rob, Black Rob.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Black Rob.
And then if you see the name on the flyer, Lady Top.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is it. So I mean, plenty of things. In Club Clay Chaos, we used to do things with J Records. So when we talk about hip hop, there's people in hip hop that many people don't know about, and I'm one of them. So there's people that put stickers up, different things like that, events and stuff for G Unit, all of that stuff. So I know you got some more questions, but I just want to bring something to
No,
the
you could have showed more. I'm intrigued right now. I'm very intrigued. This is crazy.
yeah, so I mean, and so all right, so I'm gonna show y'all. These are some of the club pictures from back then when I was throwing the parties.
Wow.
So that's
This
me
is
and my
this is
partner.
real hip hop history, y'all.
That's right. And this is before the internet. So a lot of
Yeah,
times when people are, saying things, and this is another group, DFC, basically I worked with whoever, wanted the contract,
yeah.
AZ and things like
Man,
that.
that's a dude right there. Yeah.
But it's over how you say it, over 25 labels. That's back then when you had Interscope, when you had Blunt Records, there were so many miniature record labels, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sony and all of those things. So everything that you see right here, these are just the goodies to it. So that's a piece, and I'm so happy that I kept that just to share and show, because now I'm gonna start documenting like now what we're doing and sharing with people
Yeah.
how hip hop really started, because everything is digital now. But before, when you doing marketing promotions, you really had to be hands-on, boots on the ground. So what I would do is
Yeah, go ahead.
I had 25 females, and I was trying to show you the roster. I
Yeah,
had
go ahead.
25. This is my list. Their phone numbers are not the same no more. But these are all the people that worked for me when I was at the age of 16. 25
Okay.
females, their name and their phone numbers.
Crazy.
And that's what made us
Yeah.
unique. We would put on a shirt. We would all have a law shirts on. We would go in front of stuff. We wasn't even old enough to get in the clubs. The Palladium, all of this is taking place in New York City. So then one of the dopest things that I did, I wanted to go on this Black college bus tour, and I told my mother about it. I was an intern at the radio station WBLS, and I was like, "Ma, the bus tour is like $575," and she was like, "$575? That's money that we're gonna be paying for colleges. We got to pay application fees and things like that." So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna raise the money." I was also working with the newsletter NIES. I'm an editor. I was an editor of a news letter for New York Educational Service Team, right? And what happened, they were a nonprofit organization. I said, "Hey, can I borrow your nonprofit number so I can get tax exempt candy?" So I set up a candy sale at the radio station, selling candy for $1, right? So I could raise the money to go on this Black college bus tour. I raised triple the amount of the money. So I ended up sponsoring other people to go on a tour with me. But I'm working for these record labels that have this product. This is right before Biggie Smalls died, right? We found out he died, rest in peace, right when we were on the tour. So now the Mary J. Blige, Allure, all of these albums are popping, and I present to track masters, Rich Nice, and all of them like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go on this college tour." They like, "You about to go to 15 historic Black colleges? Oh, we're going to give you all of this product." They shipped products to the hotel in advance. I had product on a bus with me. So I made so much. That was so lit. I made a really, really great amount of money, but it was so easy because I didn't even have to before you could take the stuff out. That's when tapes were out and CDs just came out. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was grabbing the stuff. And before I knew it, I was running out of product so fast. So that's one of my amazing memories of hip hop, by having a whole, truckload of people wanting to promote and giving them, opportunities to make some money. Because of course I paid the people that handed things out, but it was a no-brainer once we pulled up to down here in Atlanta with Morris Brown, Clark, and all that. They took all the product right there. So it was amazing.
And you got good energy. You got that good hip hop energy. That's why people like you. I feel like people really probably is attracted to you because of that. Like, that's crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, on to the next question. Did you always have the mindset of an entrepreneur, and where did that inspiration come from?
Wow, that's an awesome question. So I would say the mindset of an entrepreneur, I would definitely have to say yes. I grew up in Queens, New York, with a white picket fence, a swing set in the backyard, and a dog named Jody Thomas, right? So I kind of grew up like a spoiled girl. No, we were not rich, but my grandfather and my mother made sure that I was definitely provided for and I had what I needed. But I was spoiled by my grandfather. So, I mean, he's giving me $10, a week. I got candy. I don't need anything. and I would save my money. So because I was given so much money, I always wanted to have money, right? I would take money, fold it up, and hide it in different places. I would save it. And what happened was my mother was a very amazing woman, always going to work on time, early, like she was, doing her work thing. I was like, man, I kind of want the best of both worlds. Like, I want to be able to be home, because it would be nice to be able to be home with your mom. But I said, man, I want to have the money, but I don't want to have to always go into a place. And so when I got to experience working, one of my first jobs was, shout out to the National Council of Negro Women. They had a program called Youth and Careers back in the day on Linden and God Brewer Boulevard, where they taught us, resume writing and just life skills, right? They recorded us on a video and asked us to tell them a little bit about ourselves. And when they recorded me on a video, listen, I was leaning in the chair like this. I had a hoodie on, a champion hoodie, and, some gold chains with a lion head on it. And I was like, my name is Ty. I'm from Queens, and I like love. And so they recorded me on the video the first week, right? And about 4 weeks later, they played the video back. And I was like, why am I slouching like that? Why am I not sitting up? Why am I not looking in the camera? What's up? Like, I was able to see me. And that's not the way that I wanted the world to see me. I knew it was more to me than me mumbling, speaking. They didn't criticize me. They didn't judge me. But what they did for me was they opened up my eyes. So it's so important that we have programs in the community that do things like that. And what that program did for me, I wanted it to do for everybody else. So I started contacting, they ended up hiring me. So that was my first job. So I started getting money, but I had to go in to get the money, right? And so going in to get the money, one of the facilitators had her own business. Love her, Miss Cassandra Williams, right? And she had a business called Hannibal's African Traveling Market, where she set up a vending table and she would sell, African pieces and different, elephants, just different things, right? And teaching about the history. So she invited me to come out with her selling. And I was helping her get money. And I was like, man, I like this. So that was entrepreneurship. So I had the work experience and the entrepreneurship. And I always wanted both. So I wanted to make an impact, influence, educate people at the same time. And I also wanted, just get to the bag, because when you have the bag, you can make a change and make a difference.
You're right. You're definitely right. Money make the world go round. Next question. Now, you played in roles like Greenleaf, The Resident, Ozarks, Coming to America. Where did your skills for acting come from?
Oh, that's hilarious, right? So in New York, in Queens, when I went to high school, August Martin, I took up film because I wanted to be behind the scenes and I wanted to do, and it's more money producing and doing things like that. And that's what I wanted to do. But when I moved down to Atlanta in 2008, life took a turn and I had to do whatever I had to do, right? And so I found myself doing behind the scenes extra acting work. And it was so amazing. Tyler Perry has a studio and things like that. They asked me to be a part of Greenleaf one day when I was dropping my children off to school, because they were filming at the same place where my children attend school. And I was like, well, I could do a little bit, but then I have to go. And they was like, no, it doesn't go like that. You have to be available all day. And I was like, oh yeah, well, I can't, because I have to pick them up and drop them off because they went to a charter school. And so about a couple months later, I was in a accident where my vehicle was totaled and I was hit by a tractor trailer and we flipped over 7 times, right?
Damn.
And so, not even a scratch. I had one little scratch right here.
Oh, right? Yeah, you blessed.
Yes, God is good, because it's a humongous purpose. So when that happened, now I'm like, Dag, I needed somebody to take the kids to school, so I had to pay somebody to do that. So now I need to get some more coins because this is costing me. So now I'm like, man, let me call the people that offer me the thing, because now I'm paying somebody to take them to school. I actually will have the time to be the person on set. So I started there and then just took off. I was part of a whole lot of, there's a community of us called the Colorful Backgrounds. Rest in peace to my friend Gregory and Greg. And so Lockett. And shout out to the Colorful Backgrounders. But we have an entire group of us, and there are several people in the Atlanta area who actually do this every day of the week, believe it or not. And it's so amazing. And so that's the journey. I was in over 100 TV shows, court shows, and different things, and movies and all of that. But I don't even watch TV. So, but that's what I did, to make my coins to get my kids to school and do what I had to do. But that was to me, I wouldn't have picked that as part of the journey, but I met some amazing people on the way.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, can you elaborate on Pure Truth sessions? Go ahead.
Yeah, so Pure Truth Sessions is a podcast and also a radio show that I had that had over 6.8 million listeners. It started the same time directly when I got, when I lost a vehicle. I was in the house without a vehicle for 3 years, and I was offered a radio show by RCR Network, which is Resilient Christian Radio. And they offered me, they offered me a show, and I was trying to create this show, write it out and make it all perfect and doing all these things. And God was like, I'm just going to flow through you. And I'm like, oh no, you can't have a podcast that's just a flow. You got to have questions, answers. You got to, it has to be a certain way. And it wasn't true. I was the flow. And so when we first started and did a couple of sessions, I was telling people like call in, listening. Like I didn't know how to get the views. I didn't even know, because I'm not really at the time, especially I was not computer savvy and all of that. So I was trying to make sure that like, don't let these people fire me. Let me get somebody listening in. So when the next week they said, hey, we think something is wrong with the numbers and I was like, oh man, the numbers are that low. And they were like, no, the numbers are actually a little bit high. So we don't know what's happening. And each week it just climbed and climbed and climbed. And so it's basically me going on there, just speaking the truth, sharing how God is good and he loves everybody. And, how some people are just judgmental, but I would speak a hard truth, a pure truth that some people may be like, whoa, but I did it definitely when I was led, and the messages is pretty dope. So that was the podcast that I had before the pandemic. I know everybody's doing podcasts now because they worried about making money off of it, but it was very amazing and successful. They even offered me a TV network, but I went another direction. And so, so that was an amazing time.
Man, that's crazy. That's a lot of people tuning in too. That's wild.
Yeah, all over, international, all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, on to the next question. What kind of mindset do you put yourself in before you start writing your books?
Wow, that's a very quick question. So the mindset is basically peace. I never said when I was younger, oh, I want to be a writer. So this is just something I was actually born to do. A lot of people think, well, I can't say a lot of people. I know I thought when you're a writer, oh, you have to know how to spell. You have to know how to properly talk. You have to know, because you think of books and judgments and teachers and what I do, English class. I think of red pens.
Yeah.
How many marks I got on stuff wrong when I did book reports back in the day. Writing, I want to stay away from that because I used to always have to correct something again. So that wasn't my swag or what I was looking to do. But when you have a story, and we all have a story, it's the gift, it's the anointing, it's your story, it's the testimony. It's not the corrective spelling. You can pay somebody to be an editor to do that. You know what I'm saying? But nobody can, your story can help somebody. So if I could share with somebody, hey, I've been through what you've been through and I made it, and give them hope and inspiration, then that's what it's about. But a lot of people don't share their story because they get caught up thinking that they have to be perfect, thinking it has to be a certain way and things like that. So for me, my mindset is just like, I got it. Let me give the information. It's like if you want to know how to make spaghetti, okay, get the sauce, get the noodles, get the, me giving you the answer. So somebody writing a book and telling a story should just be them giving an answer. So when something clicks in me and I'm inspired to write, that's when I write it. And I already know it's good and it's approved because it's the truth.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. On to the next question. Where did you get the idea for Black Authors Matter, and where are some of the places you're going to tour?
Awesome. So that's not my idea. I am an ambassador of Black Tours Matter. This is another year that they're doing it. So I was invited to be the ambassador to travel to Africa. And so we will be going there. I'm super excited in October for 10 days, me and my inner circle students and others that want to join us for the journey. So I was invited to be the ambassador because I do have my own school and university, which is Greater U University, where I teach people how to write, how to self-publish, and how to market their book. And this book, I showed them how they can make 25 streams of income from one book, but also how they can turn their book, how they can turn their book into a business and a brand. A lot of people are looking for the money, but the money is in their mouth. The money
Yeah.
is in the message, and people just don't know how to put that message together. You know, there's a saying that God's people perish for a lack of knowledge, and the reason people perish
Man.
because they don't know, right? So my
Yeah.
job is to tell them so they do know. So I give away a free masterclass and webinar teaching people how to do that. But they can listen, they can get the knowledge, and they can do it themselves. You can write a book with no money. That's what I did. My first book you see right here, Daddy Issues. I made over 30K with this book right here.
That's
LL
crazy.
Cool J endorsed this book. It's inside the
Word.
Bells Hall of Fame. Yes, in 2020 in the
That's
pandemic,
crazy.
it's on my Instagram. We have a whole interview over an hour where we was talking about this book, and everybody asked questions. They want to know how I was able to triumph over my trauma. A lot of times people are scared to tell their story because they haven't told anybody what they've been through and they haven't healed from it. So I teach people how to heal through writing. So the things that are in your way, I'm a solution to a lot of problems.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Can you speak on your kids' book, visiting?
We're
We're just visiting. Yeah.
yeah.
And if you can you read a couple pages? You know.
Of course, yeah, it's a short read. So We're Just Visiting is also available Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and in Walmart. But if you are supporting any artist, right, whether they're a rapper or an author, I want to encourage everybody to get the items in the product directly from them so they can get the full benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So let me just share with you. Titania Johnson, that's my full name, right? Is also known as Lady Tata Gray, a mother of four, believes that there is greatness on the inside of everyone. She spends her time writing and educating others on how to operate in their greater and let their light shine. She wrote this book with the intentions of families being able to spend time together and have a discussion and gain a different outlook on life when they have to exit the earth. In this fun story, you will find a hard conversation made easy. The author, Titania Johnson, offers such a unique description of life and its purpose. This easy-to-read book is a must-have in your home to shape the perspective of life and how we view it. Remember, we are all just visiting. Allow this book to teach in your home and create a bonding moment that will be remembered for a lifetime.
Damn.
So,
okay. You
yeah,
might.
so
You might.
thank you. So you know how the pandemic went on, and not even just the pandemic life. Like, how do you explain to your children when somebody has to transition, especially if you don't have the answer? So this book I'm going to share with you, and it's amazing, right? So the little girl Piff says, look, what's that? And Jason says, it's a shooting star. It's like a light in a dark sky. Where is it going? It's coming here on Earth to bring light. So she looking at the sky like, hold on. It's so you see the star. The star is representing who we are, right?
Right.
So now on this page, it's good. Beep, beep. Jason getting ready to go in the house. Oh, that's my mom. I gotta go. Where are you going? In the house to see my newborn baby brother. My mom says that he's carrying great purpose, and we all have great purpose on this earth. And the girl says, great purpose? What do you mean? Yes, it's like the shooting star shining bright in the darkness. We carry in the light of God on the inside of us.
Oh
So,
man, it's
yeah, thank you. So your baby brother has a light in him? Yes, and so do you, and so do I. We all have a light. We are the salt and light of the earth. What? I'm salt. My nana say don't use too much salt. Wait, where is my light? Do I need that? And so Jason, look, you said ha ha ha. Jason say ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. That's a good question. As for the salt and light goes, it's a saying out of the book that my mom reads every day in the Bible. It means that we are on earth to add flavor and to shine. So in other words, we are just passing through. We are visiting the earth to carry this light. Our light is a gift. And so for our flavor, and so is our flavor that we bring. Us being our unique self. It all adds to the earth. Joy, hope. See, the light shines in the dark. Light helps us see. Light is like love. So when we are here, like that star, we are here to shine, and we won't be here forever. Why not? Because we have a job to do, to let our light shine, then return after we are finished our assignment. After all, we are just visiting. The earth isn't permanent. Our bodies are not permanent. We're just visiting. And so that's a snippet of it. But right here, she says, Then Jason tells her, your age has nothing to do with your light or your assignment. Because, sometimes people transition and they leave the earth, very young kids, older
Yeah.
age, right? So then Piff says, huh? What do you mean? Then Jason says, it's like going to the store for ice cream. You don't stay at the store all day. You don't live at the store forever. You go to the store, you get the ice cream, and you return home. Right? And so it's
Yeah.
true. Like if you use that example. So
Yeah. That's crazy. That's a nice analogy.
thank you. She says, Piff says, I understand, but I live on earth and I live at home. Yes, you do live on earth, but not forever. There is a forever place, the place the shooting star came from. Really? Yes, really. Just know we are not here forever. And when our time has come to return home, that we were just visiting, we have a place called home, and it's out of this world. Repeat after me. We're just visiting. And when it's time to return home, everything is going to be all right. We are here to carry the light. So shine here while you're just visiting. And that's the end. So I just read you the
Man,
book.
that's
The end.
crazy. That's a good book. That's a
Thank
great
you.
book, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Where can they find that book at?
You can get it directly from me at ladieshowtogreat.com, or you can go to Barnes and Nobles to get it. You can go to Walmart to get it. You can get it from Amazon. And
Oh,
yeah. And it's also you can go to I mean, if you contact me and connect with me on Instagram, Ladies How to Great, right? On Instagram, LADYTYTHEGREAT. I'll give you the audio version of it. It's on Bandcamp.
okay, okay. So on to the next question. How long does it usually take you to write a book and publish it?
Oh, wow. So to publish a book, it only takes 3 days. And the
Okay.
3 day process is due to the process that the self-publishing people go through. So sometimes it can be less than 48 hours, but the minimum or maximum is like 3 days, as long as you don't have any complications. To write the book, I can write the book in one setting. So I have written a book in minutes. I have a book called the One Word Prayer Book, or the 7 Word Prayer Book, and I wrote that actually in 7 minutes. I have another book that I wrote in less than an hour, and my full book I wrote in less than 10 days.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. You very talented. You working. You know this. You know the universe is blessing you, so you got to keep on doing what you're doing.
But I teach people how to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because everything that I do, I've listened to what God told me what to do, you know what I'm saying? And I just share that with others. A lot of times people think things take a long time, but if you pay attention to the, earthly minutes and time, if you sit down and undistracted, you can complete it. So we just did a lot of talking with a lot of words. If this was transcribed, that's a book right there. And we've done that in a couple of minutes. So I show people how to
Okay.
create an ebook in minutes and how to create a self-published book in 3 days.
Okay. Okay. Now, how did you feel as an entrepreneur when you made it to Fox Five?
Oh, so that was really neat because we live in a time now where people pay to play. I don't
Hmm.
pay to play, right? The doors open up for me because my payment is the work that I've actually done. And nothing's wrong with people that do whatever they have to do. But a
Yeah.
lot of times you can't tell who's who and what's what because somebody put themselves in a position because their money did it. But that's not how it goes for me and my students. We walk through doors that are open for us because the actual talent and the work that we put in did it. So it was actually amazing for them to, call me to go over, interview me, and then invite me on because that's another level of a platform. And I got to share how I journal and things like that. And, the crown was recognized. I always wear a crown because God crowns us daily and we are kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? But this is a reminder. I have several of them. You see even the crown right here. But this is a
Hmm.
reminder of my accountability. Queens and kings behave a certain way. So the crown, even you can see it on my shirt, right there. Okay, there
Yeah.
you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's just it was absolutely wonderful. I felt like I can show other people and lead the way for them to also do that, sharing with them. When people see me excel, they know that they can do it. So anything that happens for me, I get excited because I'm sharing it with the world and they know they can be empowered because they can do it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's your take on today's hip hop?
Oh, okay. So today's hip hop. Whoa. Um, I am definitely with my own playlist in my car from yesterday's hip hop, from my hip
Yeah,
hop. I
yeah,
am still in my hip hop. It's definitely different. Shout out to the movement of the girls that they totally is not
yeah.
salt and pepper.
The women took over the hip hop game. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so I was with my son, and since writing this book, we've been blessed to be able to get our own home because this is the only place I work. So we've been blessed to get our own home, get our own vehicle. So me and my son, we in a convertible now, dropping the top, and he's like, okay, mom, we put the radio on. And the ladies have taken over. He's like, "Ma, turn that down." He can't get into a zone because every time we're rolling, it's
Yeah,
always the females. And I said, man, they okay, they've taken over. But I would like to say this. I would love to I love the era that I grew up in. I grew up with Salt and Pepper, and I grew up with MC Lyte, and I grew up with them singing "Do You Really Want Me? Let Me Know, Take Your Time." And you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I grew up with them teaching a form of respect. They guided me through hip hop on how to make somebody wait a minute. You understand what I'm saying? They MC like hold on, no, like give me a second, like Georgie Porgy, just different.
Shout out MC Light. She just shared my video the other day. Yeah, shout out
Oh,
her.
okay. Let's go, Light. Come on, paper thin. Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah,
Very good. Big shout out to MC Light. And especially for that. That's always beautiful when people are paying attention, recognizing, and then sharing, because this is all hip hop. We're all love. We bought the albums, we support it. So one of my favorite albums from her is Act Like You Know. Right. And so they helped shape me as a young lady to keep myself, if that makes
yeah.
sense. You understand what I'm
That makes a
saying?
lot of
And
sense.
so the music nowadays is more opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's very opposite, it's very explicit, and that's just different. But they are definitely building themselves the way they need to be built, because the music right before these young ladies came out to say forget everybody, you know what I'm saying, the music was
Yeah,
more ripping women down, like so they had to come back with a like, oh please, I got my own bag, nobody don't want yours, like nobody's about to try to trap you, don't worry about it, sweetheart, girls is players too, like, you know what I'm saying. So
right, right, right.
playing the game, they are following the lead, and they just doing checkers and checkmate. So shout out to them for staying in position and still holding their head. But
Yeah.
they're in their time and they're in their bag.
I agree. I feel like it's a balance in hip hop right now. I feel like, we had it for a long time, y'all got it, and it's gonna balance out. That's, masculine and feminine energy,
And they get into it. They get, and I love the fact that they are getting into their bag immediately. The only thing I wish that would take place is that honor would go for those who came before them. Like a lot of the stuff that I just showed you in here, people that have not been written, haven't been on the Instagram, the monies that people are able to get to right now really quickly, even just hopping on the scene. I wish the people that really did
But
do the work.
I agree. I agree with you, because that's why I started this podcast, to bring the old with the new, to let the new generation know about the old, and the old to know about the new. So this hip hop thing can keep growing, forever.
And shout out to my friend Orville Hall. He had something in Hollis, Queens called Hollis Burgers, where it was a
Okay.
hip hop museum inside of there with the mural, Jam Master Jay, and all of those things like that. And now he's actually one of the people that talked to 50 about bringing everything to Shreveport. I don't want to say it incorrectly, but you'll see more about him. And he's the person that has a song. And you probably should do an interview with him. The
Yeah.
Juice
Set it
WRLD.
up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you
He had
said 50 Cent, the Shreveport thing. Ain't they gonna be in the Shreveport for the celebrity basketball
Yeah,
game?
the August.
Yeah.
August. Let me see if I can, and then because the things that's taking place, he's it's just amazing. So but there's a good friend of mine, and I'm super excited. Let me see what's the name, because I want to tell you that he has something called, they had the song of the year. He was called the because this is hip hop, original hip hop. He made a song with a beat a long time ago, and people were using it. They
Yeah.
and I don't know the full story behind it, but they weren't getting all the credit for it. But then Cash Money used it, then Drake used it, and then next thing you know, they honor him at ASCAP, and he got an award, and something that
Well,
he wrote in 1980
that's crazy.
now Yes. And so now everything is just amazing. So, but yeah, just want to give all a shout out. And I'm giving him a shout out because he was the first person that hired me. Where I used to manage a studio in Queens, New York, and manage producer Self. So Self is an amazing producer, and out of Queens, New York, did a lot of stuff for Onyx, 50, like so many people. And I managed that studio with them in there with him and Big Cap and everything. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay, on to the next question. This is kind of like politics. Uh, you got Kamala Harris or Trump?
Oh man, Lady Tyler Great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, politics is like what
Yeah.
you gonna pick from. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We can go to the next question. Did you watch the BET Awards? What was your thoughts if you did?
I did not watch the BET Awards.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
y'all.
It's
Yeah,
okay. It's
I was
okay.
watching. Hmm?
A lot of people said the energy was just different on the BET Awards.
Well, I
I didn't watch
did.
it either.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. And then last year when it was on there, I just didn't know who it was. Or but I was looking at it like, oh wow, that's when the shift kind of really happened. Last year was the intro of the shift, and this year I guess it was it. But yeah, I did not watch
Okay, okay. What's your thoughts on a young lady killed in Springfield, Illinois, by the police?
it. Yeah, that is just absolutely horrible. I hate everything about that. I hate is such a strong word, but it's just so disheartening and disturbing, and it just continues to happen. So my thoughts behind it, what can we do? You
Yeah,
know, she called because she thought that there was a burglar,
yeah,
and just the comments that the officer said, it's just evil has to stop. I have a friend in Queens, New York, Erica Ford, and they call her the Doctor of Peace. So humongous shout out to the Doctor of Peace, and she's against gun violence and all of those things. I lost a brother due to gun violence.
I
When I
did too. My brother was killed in 2015.
Wow, yeah, my brother was murdered by his friend, shot him in the back of his head, and I don't like violence at all. So sometimes when something rips your heart, not that you ignore it, but I haven't even found the language to express or share how I feel, but it's just heartbreaking. And
Yeah,
I just wanted to stop.
yeah. So do you think it would ever stop though? Like for us like violence in our community?
I think that we live in a world where there's such a balance of life and death, good and bad, that some things are part of this crazy program. Not that I'm with it, but even when you think about stories in the Bible, you got a whole garden that's lit, then you got a stake. Like why? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like what's the deal? And I think God really just likes to show that he wins in the end. And so there's just situations created. I don't have the answers, but for this, especially with this lady, like she even used her religion and said something and still received what she
yeah. What
received.
she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus,
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And
and he
that
still
was,
killed her.
yeah. And so there's no justification. Evil does what evil does, but I still believe that everything works together for good. I don't know how in this situation, but hopefully people will come together more in prayer. Something will change. I don't know, but I just know it is not nice and not good.
Yeah. Do you think black people are the real children of Israel?
I do. I mean, and I think we're original, we are beautiful, we're chosen people, but I believe that all people have a good and a greatness on the inside of them. So I definitely believe things start with something, and then just like I'm a child, I give birth to a child, I have a grandchild. I don't think anybody is greater or lesser. So I just believe that love can be in us all. So anything that would divide us any type of way, I'm really more for
Yeah,
unity than identifying the way that we are different and separate. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that
most definitely.
wherever we are, who we are, if have the love in me, let me have the love in me, and let me push that into somebody that might not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's real. It's real. We need that. You got to spread your light.
That's right. Just like the book said.
Most definitely. Do you got a top five favorite artist?
Oh, top five. Oh man. It gotta be hip hop.
No, it could be, of all time, any genre.
Yeah, so y'all know I'm gonna say Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I'm
Shout
gonna
out
say
Michael
Whitney
Jackson.
Houston, Madonna,
Okay.
Salt and Pepper, and Jay-Z. Y'all like what?
Shout out Jay Z. Shout out Hove. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Hove in my top five too, though.
huh?
I said Jay Z in my top five.
Okay, all right, yeah. So, but if I would have thought about it more, I probably. But if when I'm in the house, I have Alexa play Motown favorite hits all the time when I'm cooking because I like the energy of that music, that time. It reminds me of household cleanup, grandma. I want that love to be put in that food. So
Yeah.
even if I felt like hearing Lil Kim, like wait a minute, not white now,
Wow.
it really matters what you're trying to spread and do.
Yeah, and it's crazy you said Jay Z because I got a mixtape drop in St. Louis. Jay Z on the way. It's coming real soon. So
Oh wow. Okay, let's go.
yeah, they say I sound like Jay Z. So I just been putting it together.
Very good. So when you say it's dropping, when is it dropping?
I can't really say. I just want to surprise everybody. It's like a yeah,
Got it.
yeah. And I'm definitely gonna be in New York City again. Promoting it. A lot of people up there really loving it. So yeah. Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So any merch or sponsors you want to represent?
Well, just want to represent Greater U, my school, my university, what we have going on, and just letting people know that they can write their book, they can tell their story. And I really want to represent the greatness in everybody, letting everybody know that they are the brand, they are their own sponsor. If they believe in themselves, sky is the limit. So many people are selling, and no offense, selling hair, doing network marketing. They got an OnlyFans, they got subscriptions, they doing this, they working at Amazon part-time, they work at Delta, they looking for any solution. They selling coffee, selling tea, lose weight, they a fitness coach. But if they wrote a book, the book is going to outlive them. The book could collect royalties. Even you never know who's going to buy the book until you write the book. So people make excuses on why they don't do it. So overcome when you share your testimony. Your money is in your message. So the sponsor and the shout out is really to the people that's listening to this live, and shout out to you for even having it, for spreading the word, because hip hop was a major part of my life, and I have a story about hip hop, how I got here. And so it's absolutely amazing that now I have books, over 14 books, sharing with people, somebody that is not a spelling bee speller, right? Just a regular girl from Queens, New York, now living in Atlanta, and I'm writing books and showing people that. So the biggest deal I want people to know is they are the book, they are the business, they are the brand. You pushing somebody else's product, they have a story when you are the product yourself. That's what's going to get you rich when you believe in you, important to you, and share your story.
That's real. That's real. Now, one last question before we get out of here. What's your plans for 2025?
2025. It's movie time. So everything that we have written, now we are putting into movies, and we're going to the next level with it. So 2024, we've touring, Africa. We went to New York, DC, LA, traveled, with
You went to Haiti too, right?
Oh yeah, I did a mission trip in Haiti, and I think it was 2016 or 15 when we dug over 6 wells, bringing water to Haiti. Worked in orphanages, spent the night, helped them clean up orphanages, provided beds and clothing. So I am a missionary. This is one of the awards that I received was for philanthropy and humanitarian. So there's a couple of different things. Thank you. So there's so much things, when there's so many things that you learn when you learn and you go to other places, you're able to actually see how we take things for granted over here. And so that's some of the things that I've done. Yeah, so been to Haiti. Now next is Africa. To have people write articles about the different things that I've done, like being in newspapers and different things like that. So we serious over here in what we're doing, helping people write books, changing lives, helping over 1,000 people. Like, it's real talk. A book could change a life. A book could open the door, and people don't even realize it. I never thought me sharing my truth and sharing things with others would do what it's doing now. So I encourage anybody, even if it's a cookbook, no matter what it is, you never know. But just contact me, and I help, even with you and your story. Like, that's
definitely. I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, like I'm ready for that. Like, that's what I'm on. I'm on that. So yeah, after we get off of here, we're gonna talk more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you have a book, you have a story, even how you started this podcast. That's how
and not just how I started. I want to tell the whole story. I got a crazy story I want to put into a movie as well. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's it. Because we come from a time before things were just written. Now things are written, and now we're on video. But now it's important for us to give the full, story to it, so people can get the total understanding. So now we have to include pieces of the past, and that's what you're doing on here. So I'm so proud of you. So thank you for this platform and all that you're doing to bring awareness to others.
I appreciate you for coming on the platform, accepting the invite. Peace and love, Goddess.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, so with that being said, this is another episode of When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.